You can probably hear it in my voice, but if not, I got sick yesterday, and that wasn't very fun because it was my Friday at work, and it was the absolute worst timing, right? Because I'm never sick, and I always show up to work, and I'm extremely punctual. I usually am there on time, and by that I mean I usually have enough time to get there 3 minutes early to clock in. That's our little time rule. You can clock in up to 3 minutes early, and that's usually what people do. For the most part, I'll get there either then or I'll get there a minute or two later, but I'm still early, technically. I always show up to work, right? And I always save my absences and my tardies and stuff for emergencies and situations where I need them. Well, in this specific circumstance, I was unable to actually call in because it was a blackout day. And I don't know if that's like a common thing at other places, but in our terminology, a blackout day is a day that you can't call in, or that's basically your first and last warning. And then if you do it again in that calendar year, or I guess in the next 365 days, you will get terminated. So on blackout days, it's typically for situations like for a holiday or something, because they'll like call in sick or something like that on a specific day like Christmas or something, so they can be with their family, which is like, if there was a situation like that where I needed that, I would totally do that. But at our job, for instance, that's not allowed. It just kind of sucked because I don't ever miss work, but the one time that I'm sick and I don't feel good and I don't want to be there, I had to go there. So it's not anything super serious. I don't think that it's the Rona or anything like that. It's more of like just a head cold. I feel very congested. Big pain in the ass having to walk around, and then like every 5 minutes I have to go blow my nose. And for me, like I said, I'm very punctual and I always show up to work. I'm always there to do my job and go home, right? And I don't mind working all the time. Like, I enjoy my job. I have fun when I'm there. I'm very close with all my coworkers. I'm very friendly and easy to get along with, just like everybody else I work with. But I'm a huge baby when it comes to being sick. When I'm sick, I just want to be lazy. I want to be either in my chair like I am right now, or I want to be laying in bed just relaxing, not thinking about a damn thing other than getting to feel better. At work yesterday, it was a pretty long day because I just kept thinking about how long it was and how I didn't feel good, but I still had to be here, yada, yada, yada. So it was a big pain in the butt, but I wanted to kind of make this commentary to catch you guys up on a couple things like that. But I also kind of wanted to talk about my viewpoint on a couple of different things. I don't know if it's just like I'm being weird or if I'm just me getting older, and by older I'm only 22. Well, I'm going to be turning 23 this year, but I don't know if it's just with me getting older, I'm kind of having a different viewpoint on things or not, but I've kind of been future-proofing a lot of stuff. And by that, I mean, I kind of think ahead, or I try and think of ways to make my life a lot more easier and a lot more comfortable. And what do I mean by that? Well, for example, I've dealt with bad sweat issues my entire life. I sweat pretty easily, but not to mention that, but especially in my feet. So growing up and stuff, I didn't know any better, and I didn't know or think about any of these things. I just thought it was a normal thing, but dealing with foot sweat was difficult because, your feet are wet. You feel it all day. You just kind of think about how gross it feels. The sweat caused foot odors, therefore making my shoes get damaged and they would start to smell. And then just pretty much it was a big pain in the ass. Just until recently, I want to say in March when I started my new position at my job, that was when I finally took a step in the right direction in regards to trying to do better and make my life a lot more comfortable. And so I looked into socks, and I've always heard about wool socks and people saying how for people who sweat really bad in their feet, like these are a godsend, like you'll never go back. And they are 100% right. I somewhat deal with sweat still, but I don't really know how to explain it. But in the sock, the way it absorbs a lot of your sweat, it also absorbs the odors. So every time I take my shoes off, or take my socks off for that matter, there's no sort of odor or anything like that. And my shoes stay clean. Then again, I do clean my shoes a lot. I'm like half of a sneakerhead. I buy really nice shoes, and by that I mean like Yeezys and stuff like that. I think it's really silly buying like expensive clothing and stuff, but shoes for me, it's a different story. And I know that just sounds like hypocritical, but in my aspect of things, I've heard it from multiple different sources, but I agree that your shoe is like 80 to 90% of your outfit. So I want my shoes to be nice, but also I care about how comfortable they are. That kind of pulls back into the whole thinking ahead and making my life more comfortable and easier, right? So I usually wear Ultra Boosts when I work, especially for my job because I'm walking around a lot. They're extremely comfortable. They were like $250 depending on what year and what style I get. But to me, it's worth every penny. For somebody else, they might be like, screw that, I'm just going to buy like $30, $40 Skechers and be good, which is fine. But yeah, for me, I buy really nice shoes, but I wear them. I don't not wear them because I think that's stupid. I can't imagine spending $500 on a pair of shoes and then just let them sit there for nobody to see. And it's not necessarily like oh, look at me, I'm rich, I make all this money, I want you to see my expensive shoes. It has nothing to do with the whole like I'm better than you aspect. But if I'm going to buy shoes, I want to wear them. So I clean my shoes a lot. I take care of them. I have a bunch of old pairs of shoes. For example, my Nike Free Run Flyknits. I have a 2016 pair. They're white and black. And I didn't actually, just recently, a few months ago, I finally looked into some shoe care and stuff like that. And after cleaning my shoes for the first time ever, like actually scrubbing the tops, because I usually would just wipe the soles and scrub the bottoms to make them still look clean. But I actually cleaned the whole entire shoe, and oh my god, they look brand new again. And it was like the craziest thing ever, so I've been doing that with all my shoes now, and obviously with my Yeezys and stuff, I take extra good care of them. I wear them typically only for special occasions. But going back to what I was talking about originally, I was just starting to think of like future-proofing and trying to make my life a lot easier. So with the whole wool socks, any other sort of example, I've been trying to just overall make life a lot more comfortable. And it's just funny to me that I went all this time without thinking that there was alternatives or fixes or ways to make things or my life overall a lot easier. So it's been very fun buying and using things that are, to me, life-changing. Another example is I found this brand called Shinesty. I saw it on an ad on Facebook, actually, but I was immediately interested by their one feature that they have in their underwear, or boxer briefs, I guess, where basically it has a little pouch to hold your goodies. And having that extra support, oh my god, life-changing. Thinking of that, though, too, I have kind of, my mental health has kind of taken a dip into a different direction, and that's not saying anything negative. I've been okay. I've noticed for a big portion of my life, I've kind of been more attached to other people and other things. So I'm trying to be more independent, and I'm trying to focus on myself more than anybody else right now. And so one of the reasons why I haven't uploaded as much is because of that. I love making videos, and it's a fun hobby, but I don't want to feel, I guess, that I need to make videos consistently. Like, I just haven't really been feeling the mindset of editing and making videos and stuff recently. I have considered maybe just streaming, nothing like religiously, but whenever, I have free time and I'm gaming and I'm alone, I could always stream and talk to my audience, whoever's watching and stuff. I thought that would be a good idea. I kind of thought about making, like, not necessarily a documentary, but like a review on a game that I've been playing the hell out of, because I'm a huge supporter of the game and like the company that makes it. But then I thought about how I'm very bad at my public speech, let alone thinking of how to word things or thinking of all the little things that other creators think about. For example, like you'll watch a review and then they'll talk about all of, like, I don't know, the side quests, or they'll talk about like the specifics in the game, the pros of the game, the cons of the game. Like, I don't know what the pros and cons are. I just play the game to have fun. So for me, I didn't think that was a good idea, so I figured maybe streaming would be something that I could consider, at least on YouTube, and not seriously or religiously, but that way you guys know that I'm still here, I'm still around, and that way if you guys want to talk and hang out, we can always do that. So I'm kind of thinking of my alternatives and thinking of options here. I was considering building like a $500 cheap streaming PC, so that way all of my processing isn't going into my computer that I'm using while I game. And it's a long story, but overall, over the past like years that I've been making videos and stuff, every time I try and use OBS to stream, it always just runs like doo-doo. Like when I played Halo Reach when it first came out on PC, it was running like doo-doo. It was very fidgety, and I don't know why it does that, but when I stream, I don't want it to make it an inconvenience for me while I'm gaming. I want to be able to enjoy the game while I'm playing it, not just kind of sit there and be like, man, this is really annoying. But yeah, so pretty much my mental health has taken a little bit of a different path, which isn't bad. I've been sick since yesterday, and so I'm just trying to recover and relax, and I just haven't felt that focus on editing and stuff as much as I used to. And I'm sorry if I've disappointed anybody, but I'm just trying to look out for myself more, or at least for right now. So I hope you guys understand, but I love all you guys, and I appreciate all the love and support that you guys give me on all my videos. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate everything that you guys do for me, and I want to give it up for the world. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.